apparently I got kicked off of live. Like the whole app closed out. So if you were just in my live and it ended, we are back. We are back. We are back. We were talking about Mylar. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it just ended the live like that. I wonder what I did wrong. Hopefully people can find it. Holy cow. That was quick. There was like 80 people in there and it just closed out the whole app. Thanks so much for the thumbs ups. Hey, Sam, I don't know what just happened. The whole app just closed. You got a notification, Priv? It just closed. The whole app just went down. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in. I know. I don't know why it did that. I was like, did I do something wrong? It just like closed it out. We were talking about Mylar, but yeah, super thick. Love it. Topmylar.com. Dang. Hi, Stitches by Julie. Hi, WD. Welcome in. Welcome. It was very random. I agree. Good morning, Kristen. Oh, does this mean we're going to get hit with trolls again? Hello, Helen. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yours died, but then you got a pop-up notification. Okay, that's awesome, Ditch. Yeah, mine, my phone's charged. It just like, it closed the entire app out, so I'm not sure what happened. Hi, Sarah. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Joey. Hey, Homestead. This means more trolls. I know. We have been pretty slaughtered in here with trolls on that last live. Do they ship to the UK? I don't know. Let me look up. Let me look them up. Topmylar.com. Contact us. Let's find out on shipping. Shipping and returns. Let's see. Standard shipping within the US is yes. Currently free shipping is only available in the United States, but I believe they will ship out of country because it doesn't say only US. Free shipping case packs applies to the continental US. We do not offer free shipping to Alaska, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico. I would see if you're able to do it. It doesn't say anything about no shipping outside of the US. You just probably will pay more. The live was lagging, repeat lagging. You just got a notification of a new live. Yeah, I got kicked off the other live. Doomsday Queen. You can also use the code Charmingly Frugal. Those are both my accounts. Let me pull it open really quick. I just go into my old videos and I can pull open the codes pretty quick. I have them listed underneath my previous video, so I'm just gonna go view my channel. We're gonna mute. We're muting it. I don't want you guys to hear my voice. Doomsday Queen should work. And Charmingly Frugal also. Both of them will work. Hi, Bob. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi, Craig. Welcome in. Alfred. Yeah, TikTok was giving me restrictions. Yep, Kevin. Did you know that Mylar can cut you? I did not know that, but some of the seams can be really sharp. Hi, Apruva. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello from the new... Wow, from Hampshire, UK. Am I in a bunker? No. Nope. I'm in where I do and where my rotational pantry is. So it looks just like that. Thanks, Joey. Oh, my mods are going crazy in here. Thanks, Caleb. What's coming? The zombie apocalypse? I mean, that would be kind of cool. We prepare for everything. Hey, Chrissy, welcome in. We've been hit pretty hard with trolls over here. Hey, Approva, welcome in, welcome in. You can prepare for anything from job loss to natural disasters to inflation to SHTF. Yeah, there's a lot more. Courtney's like, I'm tapping. Homestead's like, I need help. Double tap. You've missed a lot of fun. It got pretty wild in here. I won't lie. It got pretty wild. I keep getting kicked out of the stream. A lot of latency issues. Are they? Jalapeno? I don't know. Like it shut down my live just a few minutes ago. Thanks for the subscribe. I appreciate it. Is it lagging right now? Like I have really good internet, so maybe I need to go watch my live. Let's go back. You're installing a furnace. One of your off-grids. That's amazing, Jesse. I'm jealous. Good on your end. Possibly. No lag there? Okay, perfect. I now have it up over here so I can see a little bit better. Came across your videos a year ago. Even on a very tight budget, your videos have... You can prep on such a tiny budget, Helen. I hate when people like feel like they can only prep if they have a really large budget. That's not the case. You just a little here and there will really stack up over time. Tim the Nugget. Oh boy. I'm just gonna let my mods like handle this for a minute. Yeah, I do a $5 a week one. That's what I've been doing for a while. I took a little break from it, but we're going to get right back into it. We got a lot of Black Friday going up, so I'm going to be like really monitoring all the sales and things because that's when I like increase a lot of my preps is when they go on the lowest price possible. Thank you so much, Homestead. Yeah, it's a little wild in here. Holiday Green. Bye. Have a good one. Oh, you're saying hi? So long. Goodbye. I may have too much to prep. Too much prep. There's no such thing. I have a lot of mods in here. There's like 5 or 6, but it's just going to take a minute. There is a delay. Oh, we're back. You're back, staying off grid. For my knee surgery? What knee surgery? Are you on your dad's account? The cringe. Put it in the freezer, less than $1. Now you have it for broth. That's amazing, Teresa. Lights, heat. Yep. That's one of the areas. Joey, you should have seen the last live. It was way worse. This is pretty moderate right now. Last live, people were bringing out their I don't want to say that word on live. It starts with a K, ends with an S, and it got really weird in here. Yeah, if you want to troll, at least hit the thumbs up button. Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate that. Hello, God's prepared warrior. How are you, my friend? If you do broth for the turkey, you can also do vegetables in the broth. Yes. Yes, you can. You just started your channel yesterday. Oh, that's amazing, Sasquatch Preps. I'm proud of you. That's going to be amazing. I hope to check it out. Just watch the last video. You ready for the fourth turning? Right. I mean, it's very interesting, right, Stephanie? I mean, somebody got like mad in there and I was like, I competed in World War II, guys. Like, calm down. And it was in high school. You just had to be able to cite your sources. But if you go back through times of war, all of those items have all been linked together. You got the control. Sometimes it's control, government control, or a disease, a plague, such as like the Black Plague. You had the 100-Year War, and then that was followed with immediate famine inside of it. So famine is most likely to happen. We've had all of those things occur in modern time. Internal, hello, Mr. Priest. Thank you. That was very kind. Thank you so much. That was silly. I read that. Ignore the haters. Not worthy. That's kind of, I just ignore it, you know, Stephanie, where I'm like, but it's crazy because people don't see. Like, we had all the same things that happen, right? You have C-19. You have war. You have tariffs. You have supply chain issues. So the only thing that's missing from that is literal famine. Famine. Every single time. Nuke. I'm feeling that right now. Yes, Denise, just add all veggie scraps to any broth. Yep, I agree with that 100%. Read the book, Fourth Turning. I have not read that book. Let me look it up really quick. I'm going to buy it right now. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for the great recommendation. Yeah, I'm buying it right now. I live in Virginia, too close to Washington, D.C. The whole election, post-election is depressing. Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to be so divided, and then the whole world is kind of in turmoil right now. So it's like, just made turkey pot pie. Ooh, yes, that sounds amazing, Michelle. Hello, WD. Kick it off, deforestation style. Oh, geez, you're going straight for it. It's shockingly accurate. I will. I'm going to read it. I'm going to see if I can get it in the electronic version. I found it on Amazon. But if they have an electronic version, I could probably read it in a day. I feel like I've seen it before, which means there's a chance I might have read part of it. But there's a chance I might have not. It'll be worse this time around because people have lost farming skills. I agree, Annie. Like, people don't have farming skills. People don't have skills to preserve their own food. Like, it's really hard for people to understand that this year, like if famine occurs, which it's going to because it always follows in these circular motions, but people are really lacking the ability to be able to use their skills for the greater. Think about it. My grandpa was born in 1910. He had gone through the Spanish flu. He had gone through World War I. He was a child, but then World War II occurred, right? And people relied a lot on their skills. That's when victory gardens and those kind of things were happening. And then he carried that on. A lot of people nowadays don't even know how to grow anything, let alone how to preserve their food or even cook with the food they're preserving, right? We hear it all the time. Why rice and beans? Blah, 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 blah. Did you know there's a majority of people out there that really don't know how to cook beans? It's very shocking and alarming. And it makes you really sad that people are like missing it. Where am I from? I'm from Utah. And I think it's going to hit people a lot harder. Like if we go into a full-on depression, which I think we're already there. I think the government and the world governments have been flooding the market, stock market, to keep it afloat. Because once that GDP like goes down, that's when chaos will ensue. That's when people will empty their bank accounts. I've got beans soaking for lunch. Yes, it's so satisfying, right? And it costs very little. Hello, Gen X. Oh, it's been kind of wild in here. I was viewing a deleted comment. You love your Second Amendment. Joke's on them. You barely have anything in. True. Courtney beat you? Yeah. People have really weird questions. Kay's life. Prepping for all. Oh my gosh, Kay. Don't give them ideas in here. That would be bad. No, I'm gonna step off camera for a moment. No, no, no. First of all, my moderators would come unglued. Don't give the trolls ideas in here, Kay's life. Yeah, I used to get a pound for under $1, and now it's like $1.69. I have noticed that in the last year that bean prices have gone up. Hello from India. Welcome in. I went shopping for groceries, bought some flour and sugar and canned food. What else do I suggest? Definitely make sure that you have rice and beans. Those are easy staple meals. Combined together can make a complete protein. Canned, do you can? Have you dabbled into canning yet? If you haven't, then any canned goods, those have a long shelf life. Hi, Johnson. Welcome in. Welcome in. Salt, seasonings. Oh, gosh, we could go on the list. Yeast is great. If you haven't dabbled into sourdough, then you don't need yeast. You don't can. Okay, so anything that's already canned in the store that has a really long shelf life. Pasta's great. Great idea, Chrissy. Great minds think alike. I think I have 50 pounds of rice. Up that. Those are rookie numbers. Get that number up there further. Hi, Kelly. Welcome in. It's kind of a dumpster fire in here. Nutrition. Yeah. You definitely want to keep your morale up. You tried to make bread and it flopped. It's okay. Try again. Everybody fails. First sourdough bread. Yesterday, your husband has eaten it all already. Yes. Kelly, it is a dumpster fire in here. I agree with Kelly. I agree. Kelly would come to my house. Protein powders, peanut butter, those do have a shorter shelf life, but they are excellent to have on your shelf. So we have a lot of protein powder and stuff, but I don't prep that for like 20 years down the line. I use it in my rotational pantry. A lantern? There's lots of ways. Your kids eat bread as fast as you bake it. Same. Yeah, you can definitely try a flatbread recipe, no yeast. Mattel, I wish that they would do it. They're talking about doing it in southern Utah here, and I'm like, can I like at least go watch? Like if we're detonating something, can we watch? Can we get spectator tickets? Can I bring my cameras? Like I would really like to use that footage in some videos because your girl doesn't do AI. Just so you guys know, when it comes to my prepping content, I'm never going to be the person who uses AI. I am very like, this is what you get. Hi, Denise. Hi, Robert. Welcome in. Welcome in, Deep. I have not done the brown sugar. We were just talking about on TikTok, and then I'm going to film it today. A lot of you guys, if I'm a little slower on content right now, and this is the only reason why is I was in a 4-car pileup last week, and I have some damage done in my neck, and then my right rib cage is bruised, and then I have some bruising across my chest from the seatbelt and the impact. And we were in standstill traffic and got hit at 60 miles an hour. They hit the truck behind me, and then that truck collided into me, and then I collided into the first car. So I have been like really, really, really behind on a lot of content. So anything that's like leaning over, like I have some canning content that's supposed to come up. Canning is physically like, I mean, it's tiresome. You're chopping and stuff. I'm just not comfortable with bending over with my ribs bruised right now. So I'm trying to catch up, but we are going to have that brown sugar. I can tell you right now how to make brown sugar, and then you'll see a video come out. So literally it's white sugar, and you can just do a dollop of molasses in it. You can use an electric mixer, but you can also use a fork. And you're just gonna spin that fork around in the bowl until that sugar breaks up with all the molasses, because at first it's gonna clump. That's gonna be like a light brown sugar. If you want a little bit darker, you just add a little bit more molasses. You'll make it a medium to a dark, and then it will last a long time. Oh, Lake Woman, yeah. Like, I will not lie, like the car accident was insane. I literally had just approached on the highway and was getting off on the next exit. We were all creeping. Somebody cut off traffic in front of us, so everybody came to a stop. Like this person was not paying attention, cut off traffic. We all came to a stop. We were all safe. Like everybody had some distance in there. And all of a sudden you could hear tires screeching. And I looked up in the mirror and I said, I think we're about to get into an accident. You could hear the person trying to hit their tires coming in. It just was, and then they hit into the truck, and you just heard the crushing. And I had leaned over my daughter as soon as I heard the tires screeching, because it was just that gut instinct. I looked in the rear view mirror, and I just saw the white truck hit the black, or the white sedan hit the black truck behind me, and the black truck hit into me. And then my tires, like there was like 5 feet of track marks, because my foot was on the brake, go into the little Toyota in front of us. If that truck had even a slight lift on it, the person driving that white sedan would not be here. How hard they hit on impact, it crunched in their hood all the way up to their windshield. They would not be here. Like it was horrible. Then we had to all get out. Nobody was yielding to traffic. We all had to put everybody over on the other side of the cement barrier. I got my daughter over there, the first car, and then the truck behind me. And then I took my trauma kit, because I carry first aid and trauma kits inside my car, took it and ran to the car that impacted us. I was expecting that person not to be here, how hard they hit. Like my center console went in, my entire rib cage over here is bruised. It was horrible. Horrible. The kid had definitely a concussion. He was stunned. He was not making sense. He's like, what happened? And so then I helped the kid get out. I was like, we need an ambulance here immediately. And so once the EMTs got there, The kid refused to be seen by the EMTs. He's like, no, I'm fine. And I was like, that kid is not fine. You need to assess him first and then come to us. And everybody was injured. Like everyone had major whiplash. The guy behind me, he hit his head on the top of his truck and his knee was horrible. And I'm sure his whiplash is pretty bad too. So I've been really behind on content. I'm trying to get it where you get a long form video every single day, 2 to 3 shorts a day. TikTok, I produce anywhere 1 to like 5 videos a day. And then Instagram, I'm just starting to build my Instagram. So if you want to follow there, you can. It's Charmingly Frugal. In Norway, they have just got done with putting a part of a military camp. 1,000 people. That's crazy. He was on his phone. Lake Woman, he was on his phone. When I opened his passenger door to get to him to check him for injuries, his phone was going off like crazy. Snapchat was going off like he was on his phone and he was a teen. Like I guarantee he probably only had his license for a little bit. Sam of Anarchy. I'm healing, Sam. Thank you so much for asking. She's good because I shielded her. The doctor said she got minor whiplash, but because I braced over her, she didn't get the trauma of, like when you fling in your seatbelt and then you get sucked back. She didn't get that impact because I held her. But because of that, my head was turned like this, like I reached out. This shoulder's really messed up, but it's healing. I reached over and then leaned into like the center console. I don't want to do it with my rib cage right now. But the jolt hit into my rib cage. This thrusted me forward and my head thrusted forward. So I had the impact from the side. Luckily, I did have my seatbelt on. I'm going back through your comments. You make Swedish limpa bread, rye flour. I'm going to take a picture of that, Lynn. I've never seen that recipe before. I would love to try that recipe. Grizz, I'm trying not to do any AI. So when you guys see, like, I'm running around with like little mini tripods, I ain't got nothing fancy. I've been doing this for 5 years on TikTok. I want you guys to learn what I learned as a kid. Like my grandparents did this. My mom, my aunt, my uncle, like everybody learned these like basic skills. And I think it's so incredibly important. Oh, you want my award-winning chili? Just, you can't use it in Utah, okay? If I give you my chili recipe, I don't know how to do that. Man, I can't have you guys entering against me in Utah. It's great. I'll give it to you. I'll give you the recipe. Recipes are meant to be shared. Oh, I would love that, Lynn. That's amazing. Who got timed out? Somebody got in trouble. Who wasn't behaving themselves? Hello, Kitty. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm just going back through your thing. Well, in Norway, I didn't know that they will hold 6,000, a military camp. That's wild. See, Norway, I'm betting in 2026. Now, don't come for my throat. 2026, you will see deployments. I'd say Poland. I guarantee that there will be announcements. Just throwing that out there. Don't ask how I know. LaShawn, I'm the problem. You're not the problem. Doomsday Queen, as a person who's healing from a dislocated shoulder, try not to overextend. Oh, yeah. I've been trying to like heal and like they give me medicine and I don't like the medicine. They gave me muscle relaxers. And when I'm filming on there, I talk so fast that I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't like that. Posted a short with a good idea with free pumpkins, patches, giving away to feed people. That's amazing. I'll definitely come check that out. I actually go to the pumpkin patches when they're getting rid of the discards and I give them to my chickens and my ducks. My grandmother was from the Great Depression and lived through the Depression. Prepping is a normal life. Yeah. Question, Gen X prepper. Did your grandmother call it deliberate living? That's what my grandpa called it. We didn't call it prepping. It was deliberate living. It was living with a purpose, using your resources and your skills to live with a purpose. We never called it prepping. I hope you have a really quick recovery too. Already have military in Poland. They have been there for at least 1 year. I guarantee the US will be deployed there. Somebody make a bet with me. I think that would be fun. I don't take painkillers. That's a slippery slope, and it petrifies me. Nope, just called it normal life. Okay, they just called it normal life. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Pumpkins do make amazing soup. It froze on me. It took me forever to figure out how to get back in. Oh, I'm so sorry. Bear Independent gave a good report today that I think we're getting close. I have never, you know what? I was going through my analytics and they recommended Bear Independent, and I have never gone there. And the fact that you just recommended it, I'm going to go check out that channel really quick. Hold on. I'm just going to lean over to see it really fast. Bear is a real father husband doing his best to prepare himself and his family and community for whatever troubles lie ahead. I just hit that subscribe button. I'm definitely going to have to do that. Oh, he did an unscripted war conditions being set live. Oh, 3 hours ago. I just saw his chart, and that chart is pretty dead on. I'm like looking at it. I mean, I can see it. Does it have Michigan in there? Because Michigan definitely had a potential terror attack that could have happened. Thank you for the recommendation. Taco Man. Yeah, somebody just recommended it to me. When I was looking at my analytics, it said content that you're similar to, that a lot of your subscribers are subscribed to. And I went and checked out like 4 channels because I'm new on YouTube. I will tell you that. I am known on TikTok, new on YouTube. I've done different like articles, different things with the New York Post, CNN, Fox News, the LA Bible, Daily Mail, those kind of things, like teaching, prepping, like worldwide. But I've never really started my YouTube. I started over a year ago, and then I was like, I got really intimidated by it. And then I decided to start focusing on it this year because I've really enjoyed it. Like, I have to talk like a toddler on TikTok versus here where I can just like be very, and I like long form content. I don't think you can get a lot of learning done in a 30-second to a 3-minute interval. You really just can't. And you'll miss steps. And so that was the reason I came over here. Have I ever considered creating a physical depression recipe book? No, but we are emptying out my mom and my grandmother's house, and I have a lot of the recipes, and I was thinking of publishing it, but I'd want to publish it in my grandmother's name because those are her recipes, even though she has passed on. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Stray Kids is. In rural West Virginia, my dad was a coal miner. Okay, nice. My grandpa was he worked in a steel plant. Grew a garden, gathered wild fruits and vegetables. Yes. Sassafras, wild onions, preserved everything from deer, turkey, and squirrel. I love that, Kimberly. I just hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys giving me a good recommendation. There is one off-gridder on here that I really enjoy watching. This is like maybe like a comfort creator. Like, I really just enjoy watching their content. It's Frugal Off Grid, and the only reason I found it is I looked up my name. On TikTok, I go by Charmingly Frugal. And so I was like, oh, I wonder how many like frugal accounts. And I found it like right at the very beginning. And he has some really cool, innovative stuff. Like, I was like, oh, I really like that. And he also off-grids in the high desert, which is technically where my property is considered a high desert. You think I look Korean? You think I look like a Korean male? I'm very curious. That's like the most interesting. You built a 2-story house, 7 years to finish. Nice. Some years back, I bought a book. I used recipes for World War II. Oh, that's amazing. I bet there's some good stories in there. I'm going to the live. I'm going to see if I can translate it through the live. It doesn't allow me to translate Audrey. I'm so sorry. In an encyclopedia. So I have gardening books from my grandpa. My grandpa kept gardening books of different challenges and stuff like that. And then I inherited, like, so I take on all of our heritage because my grandpa passed that down to me. So I have like all of our photos from like the 1920s, 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, going all the way up. And then I have a lot of the different recipes, and I'm building that up into a book. And I would like to publish it in my grandma's name because it's my grandma's recipes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, A2. Just I need a translator. We've been collecting supplies to start a homestead. Excited? Yes. Oh, Kimberly, you're going to be so excited. Oh, thank you. That was very nice, Audrey. You're so kind. So a lot of people thought we're moving immediately out to the off-grid. No, we're just starting our journey. We still have this house here. Me and my aunt are selling our family home. And then we're moving some of the stuff from our family home out to the off-grid. So a lot of things that like my grandpa had, my grandma had, those are getting moved out to the off-grid property. Right now we have a 750-gallon water system, a septic system installed. We still have to get to the water, drilling a well. That's the most expensive. That's $44,000 in cash. And I want everything paid off on the property. That's the biggest part is I don't want to start a project that's in debt, right? Like the whole purpose of this property is to be self-sufficient, not in debt. So then we got the Connex going. And so now we're just hauling out tools and starting those. Yeah, right. Survival living, like the well drilling. A lot of people, like they look at the land and they think it's completely flat. So where my land is, it is not. But there is visible markers where somebody from Utah would be able to identify where I'm located at. So one of the reasons why I film only in one direction, you guys are only seeing like 10 acres out of 80. I have ridges behind me that are filled with pinyon pines. Last night or the night before, we had bobcats running all over the property. We have a lot of wildlife there. And then anywhere from like 20 minutes. So I'm about 20 minutes from the nearest like paved road. And then I have lakes, there's springs, there's a river, there's 2 major lake systems that are right by. So it's not like there is no water there. There is water. And then if you go 30 miles, like literally 30 miles, you're going up the Rocky Mountains. And a lot of people don't understand one of the reasons why I did not choose to purchase land inside the Rocky Mountains. A lot of it is BLM land. I can't buy it. It's not open to the public. It's not, and if you can find private land, you're looking at, for 5 acres in the mountains there, you're looking at like $250,000 for 5 acres or more. That's why all the movie stars are in Park City. They buy up all the land that is available. The other issue is if you are moving up into the mountains in Utah, a lot of the roads are not accessible in the winter. So you're kind of stranded. We get pretty heavy winters. The snow's pretty wild. We're right there, right at the base. Out on our property, we have snow all winter long. So there is water, you get different seasons, but because there's no water on the property until that well is dug, it is very dry and vast. And then as you go deeper and going up the ridges, you'll see like there's like creek beds and stuff like that. I'm wiping my nose, guys, sorry. My nose is itching. No, we don't code red. Wait. Gen X, do we ever stop building? No, you guys don't. And you're able to haul in water. Around us, we only have 3 neighbors, and they are all full-timers. Well, one is a vacation home. It's an off-grid vacation. The other 2 are full-timers, and some of them, their well is even deeper than what we're quoted at because they are up on the hill above us, and they're quoted at like 600 to 800 feet or 600 to 700 feet for their well. So they haul in their own water. But the other ones that are at the same level as us, they've dug their well. They were about 450 feet, and you have to go through a lot of like shell rock. I think it's going to be a really cold winter. I've been saying that all summer. We have 36 acres in southern Arizona. Your well was 80 feet. That's amazing. Chrissy, that's amazing, Chrissy. Yep, property we bought years back in Wyoming was going to cost $60,000 to drill, and then it's like a monopoly on the well, like drilling company. Shallow well wasn't feasible at all. Exactly. And once you get water out there, in the area I'm in, there is so much agriculture, you guys. Like, if you literally drive 10 minutes down my dirt road, like going towards the main road, because we're like 10 miles off a main strip. Like it's deep. We're deep out there. But once you get in there, there's agriculture. There's corn. There's hay. There's wheat. There's so much. It's just you need water. And you have to amend the soil. So dumb, they say they don't have any water during snow. You're surrounded by it, melt it? Yeah. You do not know how much snow you'll need to collect in the smallest amount of water. I don't yet. That's what we're working on is water, a rainwater collection system out there. I've seen videos of people melting snow over the past 4 years past, right? I've seen a few of those, like cloud seeding. Utah's really known for cloud seeding. Live in town, a neighbor somehow has a well. We have a well. Oh, wow, Brooklyn. Yeah. So the price we're quoted at includes a well house, includes a filtration system, a very heavy duty filtration system. And then it also includes doing solar, like getting us all set up to have solar and the generator to run the pump. But we also asked for a hand pump, and they like looked at me all crazy eyed. Your well is only 60 feet. That's amazing. I'm from Utah. Do you love your property survival living in Wyoming? Do you love it? Did you get your well dug? I guess I didn't like follow up. Insane. Right? It's one of those things where I was like, well, we want the well house to be operated by solar because solar is no issue out there. Okay, we get a lot of sun. But in the winter, that would be the issue. So I was like, I would like it to be able to be ran off of a generator and solar, but I would also like a hand pump. And literally the people looked at me like, okay. And I was like, yeah. and just how far away we are from everybody. Like when we were purchasing the land, we purchased in cash because I was like, well, he was like, what are you going to do with the land? I was like, well, I might dig a bunker in. So am I going to have issues with like permitting? And he was like, well, no. He's like, this is like the perfect place. We have already built our own shooting range on the property. So, I mean, it's 80 acres. It's a lot. It's a lot of land to manage. You're looking at buying more wood. We have to haul in some wood. We still have a ton that we have to clear out on the backside because that's where all of our trees are when you're going up over ridges. We have a ton to clear out, but I just don't think I'm going to have time before the first snowfall. And especially with bruised ribs right now, like this is definitely not a one-person job, let alone a two-person job. Some people don't even know what a hand pump is. I agree. I agree. Some people do not know what a hand pump is. On your well, the water line comes up in the basement. Oh, that's amazing. So we started with one of the hills so that nothing goes further back, but we're trying to get an excavator out there to build the hill mound up way higher. And so we've started building targets, and then my husband and his friends, everyone that we're friends with that's still in the service, they want to create a shoot house so we can practice breaching drills. Like, I mean, our hobbies are weird. I need a normal hobby, you guys. But yeah, so that's one of the ones we're creating. And then we were going to put, how's it going now? There's so many less trolls in here. So we're having actually really good conversation. Lose power for at least a week, not have food, place your animals to be put up. I agree with that, Kitty ear. Quilting. I need a normal, what's a normal hobby? I don't know. In the Doomsday, like, what are you know, like when I meet people and they're like, so what do you do for fun? And I was like, preserve food. They're like, what? I'm like, I don't know. It's like crickets in there. You're like, how far do I take this? Like, what's a normal hobby? Sourdough? We're trying to get as much done as possible. We really want to get our kids away. So like this area used to be considered the country. It is not. In the last 8 years, so much high like density housing has come in. We want out. Like we're done. Do we have so we have a wood stove that runs my mom and my grandma's house. In this house, we do not, unfortunately. Out at the property, that's what we're designing. So we're starting the build. We want to get the foundation in and start the process of the cabin, and everything will have a wood stove in it. Every single thing. Homemade oil lamps. You guys will love it when you guys see. Oh, will you guys wait here for a moment? Wait, no, that's at the property. I was going to bring in the lamp collection. So this is one of my lamps, but I have lamps dating back to like 1910. I was going to bring those in, but those are at the property because we just took in part of the fireplace stuff at my grandparents' house out there. Normal's overrated. The world would be interesting with people like you. Thanks. If you homeschool your kids, keep activities like sports clubs. Yeah. It is very simple. You guys would love to see some of it. Like there's so many things that we're moving out, like Pioneer tools, everything that was hand operated before there was like actual like power tools. Hi, Sharkbait. Welcome in. Sharkbait, you brought in such good conversation with the deep fried turkey. I was amazed. I was like, I'm not trying to be facetious. I would just like to know. And you gave such great information. You look tall. Oh, Sina, I'm not tall. I have tall energy. I would love that. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay. Since some of you guys haven't really gotten to know me personally yet. what I would give to be tall. I'm 5 foot. 5'1" with shoes on. I am definitely not tall. But I love that you said that I give off tall energy. Oh my gosh. No, I like shrink my tripod down. Like, I wish, oh my gosh, I wish I was tall. That would be amazing. What's your tallest female friend? 6 foot. There's a couple videos on TikTok. One of the social media reps from Jace Medical came over to my house, and she is tall. And it's so funny when we get together because I'm like way shorter than her. And she's like, wait, I always forget you're so short. Only a short ones include. With shoes on, I'm 5'1" on a good day. Okay. It's great. One of my kids is already taller than me. She's 5'3". I'm 5'2". I'm a member of the Short Girl Club. I love it. Shoe shopping must be easy. Yeah. I wear a size 5 in the little boys department and the shoes, so I can find some pretty cool hey dudes over there. I'm 5'2" on a good day, right? Yeah, I have 3 kids. You met a girl that was 6'3". Oh, that's amazing. Did she play volleyball? Because I'm so jealous. All I wanted to do was be taller. You're 5'2", you're 150 centimeters. In the children's shoes. I'm not alone in here. Cooks is in here. I'm not alone. Oh, I'm not young. I'm old. I'm old. On YouTube, you're 6 foot. That's so cool. Hold on. I like feel super tall right now. I'm feeling really tall. Wood stoves and fireplaces good for heat. You can just walk inside to collect food. So on the cabin that we're doing, Sam, I'll kind of give you a heads up. So I'm trying to get my hands on, we want to put in a wood stove, but that also you can cook on. That's what we have at my grandma's house. I cannot find anyone. Nobody in Utah is willing to I've called so many moving companies. We have the fireplace there and I want it moved out to the property and we're running out of time. We have 12 days until the house closes and then it's over and it's sold as is. So that's what I've been doing every day is just the hustle and grind of going over there, emptying things out, making sure to get, this is 4 generations in this house, trying to get everything removed and out and preserved and put away. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a wood burning cook stove. Yeah. So Victory, so I saw your comment earlier today and I want to discuss that with you. So Utah is made up of multiple vast terrains. So where my property is located, literally 20 minutes away, you're up the Rocky Mountains. You have Ponderosa pines everywhere. 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes. Within 10 miles of me, there's 2 lakes, huge lakes. There's rivers and there's springs. That land is undeveloped land. Undeveloped land doesn't have water on it. So once you go down the road 10 miles, oh my gosh, I have to turn that. You see a plethora of agriculture. You have cornfields. You have there is agriculture everywhere. But because that land is so far out and there is no electricity out there, there is no water running out there, I'm getting a water well dug. I have water rights to there. That's what improves the land. So on the back side, you guys have only seen the front side of my property. The back side, I have about 70 acres that is pinyon pines and junipers just going up. And then once you start going up the mountain, then there is more. But I know it looks a little different, but because it's Utah, there is landmarks and I don't want people to know my exact location. So I try not to aim my camera in certain areas just so that people can't pinpoint my location. I hope that makes more sense. But Utah is amazing. So it's not like southern Utah where it's like desert, like sand desert. And then you have like the valley, and then you have like the Rocky Mountains. No, I know why you're asking, which makes perfect sense. But I have like pinyon pines and everything going that way, and then we have access to so much. But I do have like a couple followers on here. Like even when I was hunting, they were naming off locations I was at, because Utah, the landscape you can notice right away. But the Rocky Mountains are just right there. Oh, in New Mexico. Yeah, no, it's not in southern Utah. I will tell you that. And now that you said that you lived in New Mexico, I know exactly what kind of desert you're talking about. So we can grow stuff literally right down the road is agriculture. But I thought your question, like I was actually going to do a whole video on it today, because Victory, it was a really great question. It was so in depth, and it was very knowledgeable. And I didn't take any offense to it. Like I was like, oh, I wish I could like sit down with Victory and be like, okay, so in Utah, when you divide up the terrains, like the valley, that's where like Salt Lake City is. There used to be smaller towns. Everyone is like compiled into the valley. So a lot of people are like pushing out on the opposite sides of the Rockies. And the reason why we didn't move up into the Rockies, so you kind of run a risk when you buy property in the mountains in Utah. Some places it's gorgeous and wonderful and beautiful. First, it's going to be price, because the movie stars have priced us out on everything. If you're looking at 5 acres, you're looking at like $250,000 for 5 acres. It's insane, with nothing on that land. And then you run the risk, like we've watched developers sell out parts of the Rockies. These people buying these houses and want to build $1 million mansions on there, they can't even get a well because they're sitting on granite rock and they have no way to drill. Yeah, you got to ask the hard questions so people exactly. You have to ask the hard decisions so people can make the right decisions. I agree 100%. That's why when people sometimes look and they're like, it's so flat. And I'm like, well, when I'm pointing out the camera, first, I don't want people to see behind me. And then when I go in behind me, I just make sure that I'm like aiming my camera down lower so that it's not picking up things, because it's getting weirder and weirder the more I film. People are starting to like recognize areas, and I'm like, oh, guess I'm not shopping there. But I would not recommend like southern Utah, like St. George, like what Victory was talking about. I would not. You're almost done with your well. I'm so jealous. How deep is your well in Alabama? Because one of my moderators, she's from Alabama, and she dug 2 wells, and I'm so jealous over the cost. Now, do we want to move down south? We do. We do love the Rockies. We really love Wyoming, Montana, and Utah. We just love those areas. Ooh, a heavy duty dolly. 100. Oh, that's amazing. Like our well is around 400 to 600 feet, and our elevation's like at 6,500 feet above sea level. This is going to sound heartless, but I've had to come to the same realization. Unless you can actually use the items, don't save them. If it's a mess, yes, in the 12 to 18 months to toss. Yeah, that's a big thing with prepping I do talk about, is like only save the things that you will use. Or if you are getting gear, use gear that you use. Like get comfortable with it, because in a crisis, if you don't know how to use it, it's not like you're going to be able to Google it. I'm pretty sure the best thing regular people do, group up on land. They own stuff that actually belongs to them, and they won't help each other out to do so. Do I hate India? No. Why would I hate India? We have to do a huge, okay, make sure you get your well tested. We use Simple Lab. Okay, I'm going to write that down really quick. Hold on. We are doing a big filtration system in there, just for the fact that Utah is known for cloud seeding. Well, how much trouble am I going to get on YouTube Lives? How much trouble for a conspiracy theory? You're doing a huge filtration system. I love that. All right, Victory. We're going to become besties here. First, I love it because you asked the hard questions. Second, I love that you didn't get offended when I brought up the hard question you asked, because some people do get really offended. And it's not to be like offensive. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to ask those hard questions. For me, if you stock up on a bunch of food and then you tell me, oh, I don't like this kind of food, and then I'm going to be like, how do you use it? Do you know how to use that? Yeah, exactly. You just want to help everyone, that's a great way to be. Land isn't expensive here. That is how Utah is. Land is expensive here because the billionaires are popping up vacation homes. Yeah. So in Utah, they all bought up like Park City and Heber and all of those areas. And so for us, like cost was the first one. I searched for property for 5 years. And the biggest thing that I did was I would look at undeveloped land. Then I would look at like the landscaping, what resources I had within close. So from my property, there is a natural spring. It's literally a 2-mile walk, which I'll take, in an apocalyptic, there's a natural spring and it runs water all year. Perfect. Other places that I looked was like, how is the road access in the winter? Is there a way to actually get up and down the mountain? Are we going to be trapped? Living in Alaska, learn the hard way. Like you learn a lot of different things in different areas that you go to. How harsh are the winters? Where we're at in the mountains, it's pretty harsh. Like it's in the negatives. So how easy is it going to be to stay warm? The wood, all the hard questions, you have to really look at it. They are. Here in Utah, they're putting bunkers under houses. In Wyoming too, yeah. They're buying up Wyoming. That's one area we looked at and we were like, okay, so if we go here, where would be the next place that we'd go? And we were looking at Wyoming or Montana. But this is just the only place that we could start. And buying 80 acres and then buying it in cash, that was an amazing blessing. And we didn't have to take another mortgage. We didn't have to take a loan. Banks don't know what we're doing. Like, you should have seen them when they were asking about cash. And I was like, that's none of your business. It's none of your business. And it's hard because these elite make it harder for everybody else, right? NYC area and moved to the mountains in Pennsylvania shortly. Oh, you did, EJ? Do you love it? Thank you so much, Christina, for what you're doing in here. I hope people save food by the way of freezing, just my way. I've never said it was the only way. Perfect, Cooks. That's a perfect way. You get so many nasty comments. I get a lot of nasty comments on here. I get like people like, somebody was upset because I said that I competed in high school in history. Like, I didn't say I majored. I majored in biology in college, okay? It was just something I fell in love with. Like, I loved history. So that was something I was like, oh, this is fun. I never said I was like an expert in the field. I just said this is something I loved, right? Like, this is something I'm just passionate about. And when you look back on history, you can see the circle repeat itself. We have so many things in the circle right now going on. How can people not see that history repeats itself? Whether you're in the Black Plague, World War I, Civil War, World War II, everything has a repeat. Even you can go even into like the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. A lot of people like, because that wasn't a world war, obviously. That was a very centralized war. But if you look at it, right, you had the housing market collapse. You had inflation. You had all these other things. And then, what was it? Swine flu? That was another pandemic. There's so many combos going on. For any possible form, go UV. Before you get the UV system. Oh, that's amazing. I can't check it. Can you email me it? I can't check Discord. I'm not logged in. And I can't pause the live. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about YouTube is if I switch off the screen, it freaks it out. I could try. Is it that important? Only people would stop buying all the nonsense celebrities and politicians put out there. Right? Start buying from stores, fast food. Buy from local farmers. Develop that relationship. Build those relationships. The world would change. Am I back? Okay, I was buffering. Sometimes I have a lot of trouble with YouTube lives. Tell me if it's like working for everybody else. I'm watching the number drop down. There's like 70 of us in here. I don't know if I just broke the live. There's a possibility. So what we just put, it's working. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly, tell Joey no. And I'll tell you what he said he's going to do. Tell Joey no. Everybody in here tell Joey no. Joey actually has helped develop most of our emotes and helped develop our Discord. Everybody in here tell Joey Laser BR no. I need that from you guys right now. See? Everyone's like, no. There's no... He said he's going to shave his head. Tell him no. Don't shave your head. I don't know what kind of breakdown somebody's having. Don't shave your head, okay? Don't do it. So I just started. Oh, you cut some of it off. Oh my gosh. So I just got sunchokes. Sunchokes to plant at the property and plant here. So at our house here, we have like fruit trees, stuff that's reoccurring. At my grandmother and my mom's house, we have a lot more fruit trees and plants and grapes. That we have a grapevine that's been growing for over 30 years. We're digging that up and splitting it and having half of it here and half of it at the property. No, Annie, no. I don't think it will come back healthier. I don't think it will come back. Told me to change my hair today. So I say shave it. Oh, really? I'm cutting my grocery trips down because it's getting a little worried about the effects these cut into. Yes. So we only go grocery shopping 2 times a month, every 2 weeks. It's quite freeing. Okay. Oh. The mullet is no more? Why do you do this on live? Like, why wouldn't you just text your friend? You guys, like, do this to me, like, on purpose. I don't know why. It's so interesting. Trying to grow out my hair. Nice. Yeah. So sunchokes, start planting those. Just a few other things adding in. I'm trying to think. The grape one, I'm really nervous on transplanting a plant that's 30 years old. And unfortunately, hello from Nashville. Unfortunately, there is no seedlings coming up from the apricot tree. We've had the apricot tree for about 40 years, and that is still, like, unfortunately, it's just going to be left with the soul of the house. I don't know how well those grapes are going to transplant. Yeah, you're adding sunchokes. You can get them, and then they, like, when you harvest them, you just replant, and they'll just keep going and going. Here in Montana, it looks like 100 years ago. Oh, I bet it does. Oh, okay. Don't screw it up by turning Billings and Missoula and Great Falls. Right. I have friends who actually run an oil company in Missoula. They just keep coming back. Yep. Transplanting easier work sometimes. Yeah, cutting them. And they're pretty. Sunchokes are really pretty. There's a few things that I'm wanting to add in more permanently. We're working on, so where we're planting trees, it's going to have to be like rainwater collection to support that until the well is dug. I'm hoping that we can have it dug by spring. It's just a lot of money. $44,000 is like, that's a lot of money. Yes, I would definitely be buying seeds for spring. If famine hits and these food shortages and like the crisis like everybody is talking about, and honestly, I think famine is going to be on the rise. That will be one of the things that will become very hard to get a hold of. Onions, garlics, these can be planted. Yep, that's what I'm planning is I got to do garlic today because I fell behind on garlic. I feel like today I'm feeling good enough that I can actually be in the garden bent over with my neck. My neck's been really messed up. So if you guys notice me like switching positions, I'm just trying to get comfortable with the pain in my neck, but being able to dig those in. My kale is still going strong, so I am going to be putting a cover over it to see if I can get it to grow at least till December, hopefully over winter. Want to talk solar systems? Teach me, Victory. Teach me on that because I have just some solar generators. I'm just dabbling into solar for the property, like larger solar. I have smaller solar systems set up here, but there is no way I would want to solar power a 4,000 square foot house. Zero reason at all. Like what we're building out there is going to be a lot smaller for the fact that it's going to be more focused around our food preservation. The only thing bougie that I want to build in that entire off-grid that you guys are going to understand that's going to be bougie is I want a walk-in fridge where I can hang and cure meat. That's like, I don't need a private bathroom. Like, I just want a walk-in fridge. Solar arc all day for inverters. Okay. Kelly, all mine are still in the cart. What did Kelly say? You just bought $250 worth of seeds. Definitely need to buy now. Yes. Garlic in this weekend. Yep. Oh my gosh. Country Trumpkin. Yeah. Before when I was like film, like for the last week, like I can turn this way. Good. We're good there. This, it's tight here. It starts getting really tight and then it gets painful this way. I am on muscle relaxers right now. But my bruising, like my shoulder to here it's healing. You just got foam filters. Oh, nice. Processing my lemons soon, freezing. I really want to have lemon trees. I don't think they will do well in the Utah cold. Chrissy says she has lemon trees and pulls them in and out back and forth from where she's at. And so I'm hoping that they'll grow well in a small thing. If you're doing off-grid things, I recommend you get yourself a raspberry. Oh, I'm already on it right now, what you just wrote. Computer developed in the UK. Is it a software? What is it? Wait, what is a raspberry PI? I have enough seeds to share with family. Yes. The seatbelt got me. My hip is purple. So that's where the seatbelt was, you know, obviously plugged in, connected. That hit my hip bone, but I leaned over to protect. My daughter's 12, and she was born with kidney disease. She's had 14 kidney surgeries. She's one of the toughest kids you'll ever meet and the most positive. She had her seatbelt on, and as soon as I heard the tire screeching, I literally like leaned over. I was on the center console. That's where my ribs are bruised. The center console hit into me, and then my neck was turned because I was looking at her, and that's where I got messed up. I definitely think Kelly's onto something with the government trying to seize our food because the government has been stockpiling insane lately. So I get my greenhouse built. So on Frugal Off Grid, he has a greenhouse that goes into the ground, and I want to copy that. So just know that's one thing I might copy. Hi, Fallout Man. Oh, I love your picture on there. I have a Dorfmeyer. Come back inside until spring. Underground greenhouse, citrus trees for Utah. Have a heater, solar fan. Ooh. Kimberly, are you from Utah? Solar arc, inverter, EMP harden. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so Sol arc, inverter, EMP harden. Running your well, deep freeze, AC, more. Why does the government hate us so much? I mean, really, they survive off of us. And so it's kind of like when you're paying for a service and you don't get the product. That's the government. That's one thing my grandpa taught me. That me and him, he was a man of little words. I will tell you that. He was born in 1910. He believed children were meant to be seen and not heard. That is his generation. He rarely spoke to his own kids. And we have a running joke in our family is when I was born, I was the golden child. Like he never, like around children, he didn't really want much to do with any of it, right? He just spent time in his garden and the things he liked, right? And then when I was born, I just never shut up. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I never shut up. And for some weird reason, all of a sudden, like, even my grandma said, she was like, I'm so jealous for how much Papa talks to you. Like, I would just ask a million questions. I'd be like, so tell me, blah, blah, blah. And he would quote, you know, different things. And he's like, the government here to help is never a good sign. Deliberate living. This is so important. Before herbal was even really talked about, like the man ate a raw onion every single day, like an apple almost, like would just chop it up and eat it, and raw garlic every single day. The man lived to be 96 years old. Never got sick. It took literally at 96 years old, him getting sick, getting pneumonia and congestive heart failure to take him out. Like he was so incredibly healthy. And I just started following everything he did. And then as I became an adult, I remember all of our conversations. And then I would ask my grandma and we would just really focus on it. And study as much as you can. Yeah. And I have all of his old books. And that's some of the ways that I garden. Like sometimes he had like perfect line things. And then areas, it was just like a chaos garden. And it always flourished. Billings is the biggest city in Montana. Please, no more ski resorts. It's ruining our mountain views. Oh, I guarantee it is. Yeah, the government doesn't hate us. They rely on us to survive, but they would definitely ignore us. They would do the minimum. What is that? What the way I would put it? Minimum. That's a horrible word to put together. You guys try to say it fast. I recommend Solar Arc. I just took a screenshot of what you recommended because I want to go look at that. Yeah, we are cattle. Like we provide them some sustainability. I don't know what they were meaning by Raspberry Pi. And this looks like technology. I didn't understand that comment. I'm like still looking at it on the computer and it don't make sense to me. kitty ear, walk the doggos, blessing. Oh, that's amazing. You ate onion sandwiches? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Never tried it. We took screenshots of that. I'm looking at victories. Victory over the oppression. Part of a preparedness orientated. That's what we want. So 80 acres is a start. We found out one of the people who own near us is selling like 40 more acres. And my husband keeps making fun. Like, he makes the joke. He's like, you're like the Beth Dutton. He's like, you're just trying to buy more land, more and more. Like, if I can buy out every single thing around me, I'll just keep going. Like, I'll just keep going. Marxism. It's a political economical theory. Karl Marx, by their followers to form a basis of theory of practicing communism. It's communist. Class struggle at the heart of Marxism is the idea of society being divided into classes: primary, working, ruling class, working wages, those kind of things. God only made so much land. Exactly. Onions around your house. Oh, yeah. That's an old cold and flu remedy, and it's amazing. Yeah, it's about communism. Just Google deep into it, like go into the actual definition and go through it. Hi, Maverick. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to do regular live streams. Live Fest is going to be going on TikTok, so I'm going to be having to do both. I'm trying to get a setup where we can just stream both of them live. But yeah, I should be doing a regular one over here. I'm probably going to do like once or twice a week. I'm just trying to figure out what times work the best. A lot of people say nighttime. I don't really stream at night because I have kids and I'm trying to spend time with my family. Thanks, Hot Shot. You're so nice. Why is everything so physical in here? I feel like we keep getting a lot of conversations about that. It's really weird. All right. I think I'm going to end the live here. If you guys have any more questions, I'll hold it off for about 5 more minutes and then I'm going to end it. And then I'm going to go work on the YouTube video that's going to be launching this afternoon. Yeah, Eggum, I don't like it either. The faster people realize the Bible's in control. That's true, Kimberly. That's true. I heard my stomach growl. I can go make lunch real quick before I film. Well, Wendy, I'm glad that you joined. Izzy, I'm glad you're joined too. If you guys have any other questions on that, I do know what all do I have to can. I'm working on potatoes. That one will come out. There'll definitely be brown sugar. There'll be shorts that just show little convenient things just to learn to do at home so it doesn't cost you more, especially in your ways of prepping. The afternoon. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys for joining the live. It does really help and it's amazing. And I like to get to know people individually, especially comments. I'm trying to put personalities to comments and I read all the comments. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, TikTok would be so mad at me. Don't tell the TikTokers this. I read every YouTube comment, every single one. I really enjoy the comments because they are very prepping orientated. TikTok, I get kind of lost in the sauce just because there is so many people over there. No, it shouldn't, Abigail, but make sure you have them spaced out so that they don't go rancid. First 3 eggs. Oh, that's so, you're egg excited. You need to pressure can some of your dry beans. Yes, I need to do dry beans and I need to do potatoes. Those are the 2 I need to do right now. And then I need to do some tomatoes, which is just water bath canning. So those are like the reasons why on some of these recipes, you're not going to see like, some of them might be a meal, some of them might not. They're more designed around using your prep. So like oatmeal and raisins, that's so easy, right? Especially if you're dehydrating fruit or freeze drying fruit, and then oatmeal, and then you know how to make brown sugar, having powdered milk on your shelves, like boom, that's a pretty caloric, amazing style breakfast. That's very easy. Frozen corns that need to be canned. I just looked in my freezer and we just found that we were out in the garage and we were going through the deep freezers and we found a frozen turkey that needs to be canned up. So we're going to do a pressure can on that and then can it up and then pressure can those cans of frozen turkey. So you guys can learn how to do it from frozen to cooked. I have a ton of cranberries in my freezer from last season because I've already used all the frozen cranberries from last season on my shelf. So I need to can those up and then get a new haul in also. Talk about canning bananas. I don't think that would be a thing. I think those would be so mushy. Somebody come get Georgie. His mom's looking for him. You have 2 or 3? Yeah. So the way I do it, I'll film it. Like, so then you guys can go back to it. But I take a frozen turkey and I pressure can it, like pressure cook it in my pressure canner. And then I move all the broth into jars. And then I move all the turkey off the bone because it will fall off into jars. So then I have canned shredded turkey. So literally it looks like this, right? You buy this from Keystone Meats. I love Keystone Meats. But then you end up having canned shredded turkey in mason jars. And I do it from frozen. And then you have turkey broth. And I have to do it before Thanksgiving because I want to use the turkey broth for Thanksgiving dinner and I want to have extra set aside. Dehydrate and freeze dry bananas are perfect. Yeah, don't can them. They'll get smushy. You're going to make, yep, we're going to do cranberry juice and cranberries. I love having frozen cranberries on hand too. I also like to do cranberry jam. Like, or not like, you know, like when you get canned, how do you describe it? Canned cranberries. For Thanksgiving, I like to make those at home too. We're shopping cranberry sales right now. Yes, Renegade. That's amazing. I do have a freeze dryer. I have a Harvest Right. Yep. I just started working with Harvest Right. They just accepted me yesterday. I was like, oh, that's nice. I've been doing this a long time. Cranberry juice, yeah, super easy. We can do a video on that because this is cranberry season. So there's a ton of canning content all the way till fall. Then all of a sudden you'll only see me doing canning content of broths like going into January and meats because nothing's in season. Cranberry sauce, I do it weird, Chrissy. I do it weird. I do it the same way that I cook it for Thanksgiving. I don't know if you make homemade cranberries for Thanksgiving, but I do it the same way. Like I literally like pop them up and you know when they cool, it's weird. I'll send it to you. It's pretty much the same way I cook it on the stove and then I just add it into jars and then I process in the water bath canner because it is high acidic. I also use orange juice, a little bit of orange juice or lemon juice. It's kind of weird. Yes, I would love that, Victory. I would love to learn your pace. It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think it might be considered a rebel. I don't know if it's considered a rebel can. The USDA always says something's canned. I mean, anything canned on a shelf has about a 5-year shelf life before it starts losing nutritional value. You can freeze cranberries literally indefinitely until you unthaw them and cook them. I know, John, right? That's kind of like my secret trick. When I make homemade cranberry sauce at home, I use orange juice in it. And it just gives it this beautiful complementary like taste to it. I know, it's weird. It's just something I've always done. A low enough pH to be safe. I feel like cranberries are high acidic. Aren't they high acidic for water bath? I told you, it might be a Rebel can. Is it considered? Maybe I've been doing it wrong. I've been treating them like they're high acidic. So now I'm like double questioning myself. So cranberry juice is considered between a 2.3 and a 2.5, which is quite acidic. So it is considered a high acidic. Yeah, I was going to say they're quite acidic, I believe. Thank you, Chrissy. They did. My moderators got on. I'm sorry. I was looking at the screen. It's been nonstop with trolls lately. You know, this is just something that seems to happen quite often. This time of year, I like to buy cases of cranberry sauce and make it last. Right, Eggum? You tell them. Aldi. I wish we had an Aldi here. We don't have an Aldi. And Sam's Club is like in Salt Lake City. It's quite a distance for me. I used to do Sam's Club like content. Like people wanted to know like, let's go prepping at Sam's Club. But I had to drive quite a bit to go out there. Has sales on apples. Right now, like in November, this is when you're going to get a lot of your shelf stable, like stable food. You'll find deals on baking items, those kind of things. That's when I like really stockpile. I hope that they're boosting. I mean, dang, we've been trying to hit 16,000 followers over here. We're almost pushing 300,000 on TikTok. We're just trying to, guys, can we get to like 20,000 subscribers? Like that would be awesome. I would love for YouTube to just like pick up. It's an hour away. You get Sam's Club to deliver? That's pretty amazing. Oh, that's amazing, Kimberly. Fred Meyer grocery outlet here. So if you have a Fred Meyer, you get case lot sales. Because Fred Meyer and Kroger are linked. Case lot sales. That will be a really good, like, frugal find for your preps. My stomach's making sounds. My throat and my stomach. Can you can apples? Yes. So this entire shelf right over there, Everything you see from that color over to right there, that's all apples. That's applesauce. How about vehicles for transportation stuff around the property, all terrain? So we have a couple side-by-sides and we have a couple four-wheelers. We just don't have anywhere to store them for winter. So they're in the garage right now here and not at the property. We're working on getting, my husband wants to do 2 connexes in between and then creating like almost a garage cover over the 2 connexes so that we can store them out there without them getting damaged to the weather. Do I snore like when I sleep? That's such a weird question, Anthony. No. I actually sleep kind of like the dead. I don't even know how to describe it. I literally sleep like Morticia Adams, just straight. I'm weird. Weird questions. Stockpile from your local farmers markets. Yep. Mm-hmm. Stop buying crap. Yes. Say it louder for those in the back. Oh, that's amazing, Kimberly. That's too personal. Stop that. Hey, everyone. I haven't been in the chat before. I really like to. Well, welcome in. Wandery, welcome in. You feel free to type anytime, seriously, and leave comments. Like, I love it. That's how I get to know you guys better. You don't have to be a silent watcher in here. You can engage. Like, my moderators are pretty protective, so like nobody's gonna come at you. They're trying to buy up downtown ranchers. Oh, yeah. I'm not from Montana. I'm from Utah. December, we have so much on sale in the grocery stores. They're competing to have tax to pay. Oh, that's interesting. They'll do baking stuff as fancy gifts. I did not know that. Grandmother used chunky applesauce, and it's still my favorite. That's absolutely amazing. LaShawn's like, Kelly might get you. All right, you guys, I'm going to end the live. We are almost at 100 minutes right now. Ginger, welcome, welcome. A great new prepper book is Survival in the Black Mist. Ooh, okay, I'll look that one up. I've had really good book recommendations today. I'm going to look that one up. By the way, if you do email me, I do check my emails and I do love them. Like Eggum, your Jace photo, I really want to put that in as an emote on here. And I hope you won't be offended by that. I just pulled that book up. So I got 2 good book recommendations. I am very excited. Very, very excited. And they both look like quick reads. So that's perfect. I definitely leave book reviews. I'm kind of a book junkie. I love books. You guys should see what's inside the camper. Like the amount of books that I have in there because I just like to get away from civilization and just read and just focus on what I want to do. LaShawn, you're not wrong. Oh, no, that's fine. Is it? Okay, because I thought that was pretty cool. 1 second. Yes. 1 second after is an amazing read. Am I a hoarder? None wants to know if I'm a hoarder, guys. Am I a hoarder? I'll let the chat answer. The whole series. Okay. You live in fear. how do I live in fear? Okay, so I've been doing this my whole life with my grandparents. How is anything that I do, like, let's let them talk. Don't mute him, okay? What do I do that means I live in fear? Okay. There's a big significant difference between prepping and hoarding, okay? So prepping is like an insurance plan. Now, here's the part that I have to break it down, because when we have people come in and say things like that, we have to really talk about the system, right? So for me, I don't worry about recalls. I don't ever worry about a recall. I grow my own food. I don't have to use pesticides. I don't worry about things turning into cancer or into disease. I work really hard at what I do, and I spend hours and hours, if not months of my life doing this, right? And that's not in living in fear. That is just having a connection between my food that I grow myself and preserving it, and being able to feed my family and them understanding where their food comes from, such as sourcing my meat from local farmers. And then the part of like hoarding is normally, it's like a mental health disorder. Everything in this room gets used for a purpose. Um, everything, everything has it. And it's a natural, insurance plan. Now, living in fear, we have to touch on that, right? So somebody comes in and says, you're living in fear, you're a fear monger, all these things, right? And the way I look at it is, you are reflecting your own insecurities onto me. See, it's not my fault if you don't take care of your family. It's not my fault if you don't have savings in your savings account and say you lose your job. It's not my fault if you can't feed yourself when something happens. It's not my fault if inflation happens. I have no control in that situation. I don't bring that to you. I don't control the way you spend on your groceries. And so for you, like projecting your own insecurities, it really doesn't harm my feelings, right? Because I've been doing this my whole entire life and nothing's really ever gone to waste, ever. I pride myself in what I do. I pride myself in having a connection to the land. I pride myself in being completely independent. If the power goes out, I'm not looking um for somebody to fix my power. Skills are a thing. And being self-sufficient is so important. And I live a life that's very deliberate living. I feel sorry for the people who are around you. Why? Why do you feel sorry for them, Daniel? Why would you be feeling sorry for people who are around me? I teach my friends how to can and grow their own food. We all live a pretty healthy and happy lifestyle. We don't live in fear. When the pandemic happened, nobody had empty shelves because we didn't have to rely on it. Why would you feel bad? Why would you feel bad for the people around me? Because I'm mental. That was the one. Because you're mental. Well, let me look at your profile. Hold on. Let's look. Your profile picture kind of gives you the same vibe. I'm a little concerned. You live in fear daily. Whoa. So what did you do during the pandemic? Did you wear a mask? I'll ask the hard questions. I can do this. Did you wear a mask? So were you homeschooled? Because I'm guessing you're a child too, probably. Were you on your Google Chromebook, and then you couldn't have contact with people? See, my kids didn't go through that. So I wouldn't feel bad. My kids didn't go through that. We took our camper, we went and toured like all across the West Coast. My kids literally never wore a mask. They didn't even know what the 6-foot distance was, and we were completely happy, completely self-sufficient. People are really wild. You obviously don't mind solitude. You're actually not doing very well with that because you just came in on a random person's live to call them mental and a whole bunch of other things. So that actually seems like you're attention seeking. That doesn't give solitude. That doesn't give confidence or independence. It actually projects a little bit of your own insecurities and your own attention. I live in a bunker. You guys, I live in a bunker. Did you guys know that? A scarcity mindset? No, didn't say that. But you're a little codependent right now. Yeah, that's what you're giving. You're giving, right? So, as somebody who is independent, owns 3 properties, very successful, has been published many, many times. I've never gone into somebody's live to criticize them or ridicule them. See, that's the difference between you and me. You come in here to criticize me and call me names, right? You come in here to try to put me down like you're going to really get me, right? And at the same time, I'm 10 times more successful than you'll probably ever be in your life just by the fact that you came in here trying to go after somebody. That projects dependent on attention. But I gave you your attention that you needed right now. And now you've had your attention. We'll see you tomorrow on the next live. All right? That was fun. We had to give, there. Yeah, it's not a panic. Like, I really can't get with people who say prepping. It's because somebody dialed my phone number, and so then I had to pause it. It messes up with phones, unfortunately. Stayed home during COVID, rarely had to go to a grocery store, right? I don't understand why like people do that. I've never gone into somebody's live to put them down. Like that says more about you than it does about me. Like that says a whole lot about somebody. If they come in and want to ridicule. It's the same with like hate comments. It's like you're really like projecting your insecurities. I was happy to be out here during the pandemic. Never had an issue with neighbors, never wore a mask. Exactly. Like my kids, we went around in our camper. Like once we took care of my mom here until she was able to go back to her house after her organ transplant. She had a kidney transplant during the pandemic. And then we decided, you know what? Let's pack up the camper. We packed up all of our animals in there. We had some friends take care of our chickens for us. And then we went to the coast. My kids, instead of like homeschooling from a Chromebook, they literally just played on the beach, came back in. Washington, like in the cities, that was crazy. Like they were super like 6 feet, everything shut down. But like we went out into the more rural areas, and then we went to Oregon, and then we went to Idaho, and like, my kids just lived a normal life. They didn't live in fear. Uh, when their friends like talk about the pandemic, my kids are like, oh, we didn't really have any of that. Like, it's just how you want to project yourself, how you want to do stuff. Yeah. Oh, I agree. People who say prepping is unnecessary are the ones that are going to complain. They're also the ones that are crying. Like if you watch on TikTok, people will go, they're crying over inflation, right? I've been documenting inflation over the last 5 years, right? But magically it just impacted them this year, right? It's been going up and it continues until you hit a point where it's like impacting your life. And that's when it starts to matter. And those people are the ones that are crying and they're like, I spent $1,200 on my groceries for family of 4 in 1 month. And I'm like, what the hell are you eating? Like, do you not cook? I got questions. And so then I'm like, okay, how can I help and teach? Actively hunting attention, that's what it gives. I agree. You saw people riding bicycles with masks. It's like people who wear masks in their own vehicle by themselves. That one like threw me for a loop. I just think it's important to establish independence, confidence about it. It's not something you should be like hiding and being like, oh, people are going to think I'm crazy or I'm a mental case. Like, there's nothing wrong. You go back 50 years ago. I mean, I've been alive for 37 years. 37 years ago, it was very common for people to just can. And the same lifestyle that I grow up in and what I'm teaching people was normal. It's people who are dependent on electronics and technology and have zero connection between their food to their countertop, to their tabletop. Those are the people who think that we're a problem. That even though we have been normal. Do you guys realize that like for centuries, what has set humans apart from animals is our ability to preserve food and to continue to grow and build community. That is a huge difference between us and animals. We don't have to learn to hibernate. We just continue life. Humans adapt very easily. And unfortunately, technology and cell phones has set us back like 100 years. I'm telling you right now, an intellectual level, it's killing the mind. It's killing the brain. People are like Ellie. Ellie is an issue too. Like, hi, my name is Ellie. I joined somebody's live. What are you yapping about? Like, this is dumb. You're proving my point. You're proving my point. Exactly. Ellie's a troll, but she's dependent on that attention from social media, right? Because her mom and her dad didn't pay enough attention to her, right? Because they got addicted to their cell phones and they you know, a lot of parents decided they weren't going to parent their children. They were just going to pass them a tablet. And this is what we've ended up with. We've ended up with one of the stupidest generations. And some of this generation has decided that they don't want to be part of that and they want to break away. And so then now they're like, I want to learn about prepping. And I'm so proud of them because they got like a 50-50 generation. You got the iPad kids are either A, dependent on technology, or B, they're completely rejecting it. And I love it. Like I'm watching it in modern day time. Like you see a lot of people where they're like, no, I don't like this. Like I want to be part of society. You said it, country, not me. I didn't say that. Yep. I have a medical kid and I refuse to live in fear. I just use wisdom and there's a big difference. I agree 100%. All right, you guys, since we had a swarm of trolls come in, I think I'm going to end the live now. You guys have a wonderful day and I will catch you on the next one. I hope you guys like the video that's coming out today and we will continue on our prepping journey. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you. Oh, Chrissy, give Sid my love. Tell her I say feel better. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.